Life Audio.
Welcome to the Crosswalk Devotional. We're glad to have you listening with us. Today's topic is about how God is pleased to restore the withered things inside us when we turn back to Him and ask. We'll return with the devotional after a brief message from our sponsors.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Every child in foster care deserves to feel safe and loved. Through Wait No More, Focus on the Family provides a teddy bear for comfort, a Bible for hope, and a suitcase for security. But more than just essentials, this program offers warmth, faith, and a sense of belonging. Together, we can remind a child that they are seen, known, and deeply loved. Learn how you can make a difference at focusonthefamily.com/suitcasebundle.
The God Who Restores Withered Things. Written and read by Deidre Braley. 1 Kings 13:6. Then the king responded to the man of God, "Plead for the favor of the Lord your God and pray for me, so that my hand may be restored to me." So the man of God pleaded for the favor of the Lord, and the king's hand was restored to him and became as it had been at first. On the day that the prophet Ahijah anointed a man named Jeroboam as the future king of Israel, he gave him this promise from the Lord. "If you obey all I command you, walk in my ways, and do what is right in my sight, in order to keep my statutes and commands as my servant David did, I will be with you. I will build you a lasting dynasty just as I built for David, and I will give you Israel." But Jeroboam, much like most of Israel's poorly behaved and ill-fated monarchy, did not walk in God's ways. He committed idolatry by setting up new places to worship aside from the temple in Jerusalem, and he appointed people who were not Levites, God's chosen priesthood, to be priests over the high places instead. One day, another prophet came to Jeroboam while he was burning incense at one of his altars. The man said, "Altar, altar, this is what the Lord says. A son will be born to the house of David, named Josiah, and he will sacrifice on you the priests of the high places who are burning incense on you." Incensed by this judgment, Jeroboam reached out his hand and cried, "Arrest him!" But when he did, his hand became withered, and he couldn't move it. Horrified, he asked the prophet to plead with God for his hand to be restored. The prophet did, and Jeroboam's hand was immediately restored to its former state. This narrative is so much more than a simple Bible story stating the facts. No, what happened with Jeroboam's hand was an intentional message from the Lord Himself. By restoring Jeroboam's withered hand immediately upon his turning to Him for help, it was as though God was extending an amazing invitation. "Turn back to me, and I will restore things back to wholeness. Though you've messed everything up, I will fix it all." Intersecting faith and life. How often do we mess things up, and then, either because we think God is angry with us or because we think we're too far gone, we don't turn back to God to heal us? God had promised Jeroboam everything that a king could desire: his presence, a kingdom, and a lasting dynasty. All that he asked in return was for Jeroboam's obedience. And while Jeroboam couldn't even give him that, God sent him a message through the healing of his withered hand that said, "There's still time for you to obey. I still want to heal you. Just come back." See, our God isn't a God who just tosses us out after we've made a mistake. Rather, he's a God who pursues us again and again and urges us to come home, obey his good directions, and be healed and whole. So today, if you're feeling as though you've wandered away from God, either intentionally or unintentionally, and you want to be healed and whole, don't turn away from him in shame. Rather, turn toward his arms and run, and watch how he'll heal you. For further evidence of this and further reading, look into Luke chapter 15, verses 11 through 32, and Isaiah chapter 57, verses 14 through 19.
The Crosswalk Devotional is a production of Life Audio and Salem Media. If you liked what you heard today, please take a second to rate and review this podcast in your favorite podcast app so that more listeners like you can find the show. For more faith-filled, inspirational podcasts, visit us at lifeaudio.com.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.